Welcome back to SnowRunner. You join us today in the GMC at the town storage. We're going to explain exactly why we're here in just a second. But today we're attempting a brand new mission. This is Pipe Dream. Now, Pipe Dream requires us to go to the factory, which is a brand new area for us. We've not been there before. And we've also set up the Fleetstar. So we've got quite a bit to take, and we're going to be using both the Fleetstar and the GMC in tandem today. The GMC is set up at the town storage. That's going to be taking metal beams to the factory, and the Fleetstar is at the warehouse to take bricks to the factory. And then we need to change the back of the Fleetstar. We need to put a saddle high on for the first time, and then we're going to be picking up a heavy fuel tanker semi-trailer from a petrol station and delivering that to the factory as well. So we're going to a brand new area. We're also going to be using a brand new back to the Fleetstar that we've not used before, and hopefully finish a brand new mission. Lots of brand news today. So we're just setting the path that we're going to go with the GMC to start with. So that's actually the petrol station where we stop for petrol quite often, to be fair. We did in the last episode as well. That's where the fuel tanker is that we're going to be picking up. So we're going to follow the road round with the GMC, and this is what's made this possible, this mission, and the GMC being used, is we've opened up so much more road. My only concern is this little drive up to this factory here. Because we've not opened this up, we haven't been to the watchtower. I'm hoping that road up to the factory is road. If not, it could be tricky. The Fleetstar's got a little bit closer, well, a lot closer than the GMC is, but that's also got a lot of bad terrain to negotiate as well. So that is the plan for today. Heavy fuel tanker is there. We'll get onto that later on. But first of all, we need to use the GMC, and we need to fill it with metal beams. Metal beams on the back. So GMC to the factory for the first time. Now it's a bit of a drive, so what we're going to do is we're going to put some music on while we get to just past the petrol station, and as soon as we hit the new bit of the map we've not travelled before, I'll be back and we'll talk through how we do this, and hopefully nothing goes wrong today. That's my fingers crossed moment anyway. So we'll see you in a little while. So we're just coming up to the log station on our left hand side here as we spin the map around. So we need to follow this further on. The terrain isn't brilliant for the GMC. We've had some muddy patches, but all in all, for a truck that I've not enjoyed driving, mainly because of the road tyres and it is rubbish in the mud, it's done really well. A lot of the tarmac area does help. So anything we need to take across tarmac, GMC is really good. It is raised up as well. We've got the suspension on that we found a little while back now, and it's been handling things okay, to be fair. I was always a bit uncertain because I knew there were some muddy areas here. My big concern, is the road up to the factory. I don't know if it's tarmac or not. If it's not, we could struggle, but we won't know really until we kind of get there. And this is the brand new road now. So far it is all tarmac, so I'm hoping it stays this way, and we are golden. Okay, we're going a bit off course. No, don't tip. I was so close to tipping that. My own fault, just didn't really control it as well as I should have done. Okay, we're onto a bit of mud here. It's not wet mud though. So GMC seems to be doing okay for the minute. Slowing down, come on. There's more tarmac. A little bit more. A little bit more. There we go, back on the tarmac again. We're getting closer. So there is a little bit of dirt road there on the way up to the factory. But so far, the GMC hasn't been too bad. It does bounce around a little bit more with the raised suspension. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, to be fair. Getting through the rocks there. And we're back on a more tarmac. Perfect. It is definitely holding its own. I was so ready to give up with this as well, just because it's something I've not enjoyed driving so far. More mud, but there's tarmac just ahead. And it's only because it's no good in the mud. You can't use it at the minute elsewhere. It doesn't have all-wheel drive. It doesn't have a diff lock. And both of those things make this really difficult to use when you're not on tarmac. That's the problem. But so far so good. My driving's not brilliant. You know, the swerving around is not the vehicle. That is all me. I'll take that hit. Okay. I like that street lights here. It does help massively. It's not as dark as it normally would be. Okay. Oh, hit a rock I think there and damaged the suspension a little bit. But we're okay. It's only one bit of the suspension. We should be okay. And here we are. Brand new place. This is the factory. Our first time here. Okay, let's deliver these metal beams. I think we're going into here then. Cargo. Why is there drilling spare parts on there? Is that another mission maybe? Obviously it's not on our list of things to do today. I've not seen the drilling spare parts. I'm assuming, well, they're definitely not new to this mission. There's nothing on the list on the right hand side of the screen that says they're needed. So let's just deliver the metal beams. We'll go and do the bricks and we'll just ignore that for the time being and hope it's not something I've missed. I don't think it would be on the screen, surely. Doesn't matter though. What is this monstrosity here? That looks like it's something we need to move in the future, to be fair. But we'll get onto that, I'm sure. In the future, if it is. It does look like it is. Okay. So we're going to swap across now to the Fleetstar. Now the Fleetstar is back at the warehouse. All the way down here. Where is it? No, wrong way. There, it's there. There we go. So this is the Fleetstar. We're at the warehouse and we're ready to put on the bricks. 2 lots of bricks on the Fleetstar. Again, for anyone that's been looking at the comments to the SnowRunner videos, thank you for all the tips. We haven't changed the back on the Fleetstar yet, mainly because this was recorded before the comments came in to say about changing it to a similar back to the GMC. It's just in case we turn too quickly and half roll the vehicle, it just saves the cargo being spilled out, which I completely understand the reasoning. We just haven't had a reason to change it as of yet. Okay, so we've got the bricks. We need 2 lots of bricks to the factory. Again, this is a brand new route. We've not been this way before. Just looking on the map to see other ways. But yeah, so we're going to go past something that we need to pick up as another task that we've got. I've had the task for a while. The petrol station, I think it is, requires something dragged out of the water. We haven't done that as of yet. And we've not really been this way to find out what's actually here. So this could be interesting. It's either going to go really well or really badly, and I'm not sure which way just yet. But let's see how we go. So, keep heading straight along here. We are going to be in the mud a little bit to start with. I think actually the whole of this bit is going to be muddy, and then we may hit some tarmac later on, I think. So we're just going to cope with the mud. All-wheel drive is initiated as well. Just got to try not to go off track. I want to try and stay on the road that I want to travel on. Right, which way am I going here? I think I'm going right. I think normally we turn left there to go up the hill, but we don't need to this time because we're going round. So we just follow this route this way through the trees. It's always a bit nerve-wracking when you've not been this way before, and obviously there's no map on screen. You get a lot of games with maps, mini-maps on the screen. This one doesn't have one, and I kind of like it doesn't, and I know I should. I've had a few people say to me, why don't you drive in cab view? Which I kind of like the idea of doing, but I also know I would really seriously mess up a lot. Okay, I wasn't expecting waterlog, and probably should have expected it, so we can see a big area here is waterlogged. This could be tricky. We know that the Fleetstar is good in mud. Water? Not so sure. The road is saying this way though. So this is a flooded road on the recent floods in Black River, I would assume. Right, so heading left here. Just got to keep trying to move forward. It's not the best ground to try and get into. Low range, diff lock applied. That does give us some oomph there. That does move us forward. That works really well, to be fair, with the diff lock. There's a bit of dry land there just to get the tyres on, just to help us. So far so good. Keep it moving. I haven't seen the vehicle that we're meant to get out of the water here. Maybe further round. It's meant to be here somewhere. I know it's on the map because I've seen it, but I just haven't looked physically at it as of yet. We'll have a look at that mission in due course. I'm just not ready to do it yet. Especially pulling something big out of the water. I think that's to our right hand side there. I think that's the task, is pull that big tanker that's on the right there. Yeah, it is. You can see it. The missing oil tank. Just make it out. There it is. That's the one we need to pull out of the water. We're definitely going to need something with better tyres than what we've currently got. This Fleetstar still currently has road tyres on because we haven't unlocked the others. We need rank 6 and we're currently rank 4, so we're not ready to get that tanker out of there yet, and it's not on today's list of things to do anyway. Okay, we're getting a bit stuck here, so we need to try and see what we can do here. What can we attach to? That's never going to hold, is it? No. I didn't think it was going to hold. There's a tiny bit of wood. Okay, we need to do something here. Low range. Reversing? It's not really working. Not really making any headway there. Let's try again. Is there anything? That's the nearest thing on this left-hand side. That puts us a bit left here. I didn't actually check the map enough. I didn't notice that this was quite waterlogged, to be fair. Not that there was another route we could go. We could go over the hill, around the bridge that we've been before, onto the tarmac and go that way. But because this was a new route, I wanted to check it out at the very least. And now we know we're not going this way unless we really have to. Because, yeah, flooded areas are not fun. Okay, we are getting there. We're going to have to keep winching ourselves forward a little bit at a time here, I think. According to the map, though, we should be nearly out of the flood. Or unless it just doesn't show it in that much detail, maybe. You can see the first bit of the flood, but this whole thing is flooded. Okay, trying to winch. The problem when you try and winch as well, I've found, is when sometimes there's something stuck under the tyres. There's a bit of wood currently in front of the tyres stopping us here, so I'm trying to reverse. Try and get it out from underneath us, and I think that's what's causing us an issue currently. Is this bit of wood that's just blocking us off. Just see if we can just power it through a little bit. Just try and get over this bit of wood. Once we're through it, I think we'll be fine. But it's just getting through this piece of wood that's stopping us. It's not really going the way I want it to. Let's see if we can reverse a little bit here. I think we're just going to still be stuck though. Yeah. It's edging it. Ever so slowly, it's edging it backwards. It's just not quick. Okay, let's try winching again. Winch on the back this time to the left. I'll try and pull us around a little bit. There we go. We're getting nearly over it. Just see that bit of wood on that right hand side now. That's the thing I think that's causing us the problems. Nearly through it. Let's try again. winching from the back does seem to make a big difference. We have winch from the front as well normally, but actually if you winch from the back, as long as you can reach the winching point, it pulls everything further forward, and I found that helps massively in trying to winch yourself free from situations. If you're just doing the front, you're only going to pull up to the front of the front. If you pull from the back straight ahead of you, you're then pulling everything forward. That's kind of the thinking behind it anyway, and I think it works. So again here, we're going to pull from the back, try and winch ourselves forward. If we can get some purchase on that ground just by the tree here with the front tyres, we may be okay. It's just trying to get that purchase. Just need to keep moving a little bit at a time. It's slowly... are we actually moving? I don't know if we are, in all honesty. Don't think we're actually moving here. Don't know what... we're just getting stuck even more. I said that I had my fingers crossed today for things to go okay. So far it's not been brilliant. I wasn't expecting this mud to be this bad and this water to be unfair. So I wasn't expecting this to be too much of an issue. Shows I should have looked better, shouldn't I? Okay, we've got some bits to the right. Maybe put us a little bit to the right just to try and get this out. No, that's going to fall over instead. Right, what do we got? There's be something. Just to put us slightly that way. There we go. Is that enough to get us a little bit on the ground? More firm ground ahead of us? I don't know if that's enough. It's not really making that much difference. I know it's turned us a little bit here. Has it got us closer to anything? Not really. So we can winch the background maybe. So be careful. Do not want to tip this truck over and lose the bricks. Well, that's worked pretty well. That has worked pretty well. I definitely won't be coming this route again unless we really have to. That has worked pretty well, to be fair. Keep it going. Come on. We are slowly going forwards, bit by bit. It's definitely slow progress, but it is movement. So this is the bit ahead of us here. We can just make out the road that we should be on, to be fair. So I'm hoping that gives us a bit more purchase if once we're on it. Okay, there we go. I'm hoping the front doors don't sink, but it looks like they are. More than I would have hoped. There is some proper grass here, but it's a bit of a bump to get up there, and I don't really want to risk tipping this trailer over. If we lose these bricks now, then we've got to redo the whole thing. I really don't want to do that. Let's go to the left here. The tree's no good. It's frustrating when you do pick up a point to winch to and then it just falls over on you. You're like, oh really? It just need a little pull. Okay, we're getting there. We are getting forward. If we can get onto this grass bank, we may be okay. Obviously it depends how we get through the trees here. There we go, we're on. We're on. Okay, I'm going to go left here though. Come on, a bit more. There we go, we're on. Okay, now can we get through? This isn't the actual road. I don't think we're meant to be. No, so in the trees here, you can see where we should have gone, and we're actually now in the trees. So we're going to try and force our way through the trees here without going onto the mud again if we can avoid it. Let's part the trees. Come on. Just got to get through these and then we're okay. I think this is the worst part of this journey, to be fair. Once this is done, everything else is simple. Apart from using a saddle high for the first time. That's new, so not quite as simple. Okay, we're through though. So that's the first time really I think we've struggled in the Fleetstar since we put the flatbed on the back. We've struggled previously with trailers. That's a given, but this is the first time we've struggled with no trailer in the Fleetstar. It's never put a foot wrong, and I wouldn't say it's all its fault. We could have taken a different route. I just thought it's a new route, let's give it a go and have a look, and I didn't really check it out properly. Maybe I should have done. But we're okay. We're through, and that's the important thing. Up the hill we go. Just got to be so careful now not to tip this over. If we tip this over, we lose the bricks, and that's not a good thing. Come on, keep pushing up. Okay, we're heading right here. Still on the mud path, but it's definitely drier than it was down below. We're getting there, ever so slowly. So that's definitely slowed us down massively. We had a really good run with the GMC. My route planning with the Fleetstar probably wasn't the optimal path. Probably should have gone a different way. But we made it through. That's the important thing. We haven't lost the cargo. And we're about to hit some tarmac as well, so we'll give it more speed up in a second. There we go. Nicely done. Over the hill, over the crest. Yes, we're on to the tarmac. Get some speed going. Make up for some lost time here. And back to normality. So we saw these rocks. We actually damaged the GMC suspension on those rocks there. The Fleetstar, no damage this time. I'm not too sure why we got damage on the GMC. Maybe the hired suspension just bounced too hard, maybe. I don't know. We'll wait and see what happens there. Okay. A little bit of dirt, but back onto the tarmac just afterwards. We'll keep following this round. We're nearly there. I'm so close to having this done. And then we've got something brand new to use, the high saddle, which I'm really not sure about. So we'll have to see how that works, really. So it'll be the first time us using it. And we'll be using the Fleetstar for that as well. I think that's the best truck to use. Okay, let's keep going round. Watch out for the rocks. Oh, that's damage to suspension times 2. Two bits of damage. Just went over the big rock there, caught it wrong, did some damage. But we're here, we are at the factory with the bricks in the Fleetstar. That's I'm happy with that. I really thought we were in big trouble when we got into that water, but we're okay. So both the bricks are delivered. We have one more thing left to deliver here for Pipe Dream, and that is the heavy fuel tanker semi-trailer. But first, before we go and change everything we need to change on the Fleetstar, let's pick this mission up. This is a new objective. This is local entertainment. Okay, that's a weird one, but there we go. We're just going to stick it on just to see what it is. Something about knocking down barrels or something over there. Okay, well that's something we'll get onto in another episode. Not worried about that today. Pipe Dream is the focus for today, so we can't worry about that. So what we're going to do, we're going to recover the Fleetstar. We're going to take it back to the garage, and we're going to put the saddle high on, and then we will meet you in a second at the petrol station once it's all done. And here we are in the Fleetstar at the petrol station that we've been to many a time. This is why we didn't show the journey from the garage to here. We've done this enough. We don't really need to worry about too much about it. Quick top up of fuel, and this is the trailer. Now, we've never used a saddle high before on a SnowRunner. This is the first time of doing this. I'm sure we'll do this many more times in the future, but for today this is the first, and I'm a little bit worried because I'm not too sure how this is going to go. Right, how do we connect this? Is that enough? There we are. Okay, it's on. It is big, very big. I'm hoping we've got enough power to pull this in the Fleetstar. I'd assume we have. I've never really checked powers and stuff, what the different trucks have engine-wise. But this is the route we're going to follow. It's mainly tarmac, as we did with the GMC when it passed through here as well with its load. It's all tarmac. Follow the winding route, and then we'll be heading into the factory just there. Sounds like a plan, doesn't it? Okay, we're probably going to talk for the next little bit, and then we may skip to music for the rest, as we have done this route earlier with the GMC, just not in the Fleetstar. This was the alternative route we could have used with the Fleetstar and the bricks. There'll be a point we'll get to where we could have gone over the hill from the warehouse and got onto this route. And then I decided to try a different one. That probably wasn't the best planned one. Now, the hardest thing I'm looking at this and thinking about is the turning. So when we turn with this on the back, it doesn't turn directly with us, does it? It pivots. Which means any tight turns could be a little bit dodgy. So we've got to keep an eye on that. Power-wise, I think we're okay. Although we're slowing down massively on the mud here. We know we've had issues previously in the Fleetstar and trailers. I just think maybe it needs a bit more power or better tyres, one of the two. and we can't do either as it stands. What's on tarmac though? We seem to be okay. Obviously not as fast as it normally is. You can see the turning here. Got to be so careful, I think. Okay, just to allow for the turning circle that's needed to get through an area. Who left that trailer there? Well, it was me, wasn't it? I really should get rid of some of these trailers that we don't need, because they are just now in the way. Bridge! Oh, I thought I was going to catch the back end there on that bridge. I think we're okay though. Seems to be okay. Around these corners. Again, we're really coming across the mud. Oh, engine damage. 8 damage there. I try to keep going straight to allow the turn to be better. And caught the barrier ahead of us there, head on. It's definitely different to drive with a trailer like this on the back, rather than a flatbed. I found it awkward with the other trailers off the back end anyway. But because this one you have to think about turning so much. More than I normally would. So we try and go straight for as long as possible and then turn quite late. Seems to work pretty well. I'm so glad there's no other traffic around in SnowRunner, because I would struggle, I think. There's another trailer I've just done by the side, well, not by the side of the road, on the road, and more damage to our engine there. And this damage is going to help us going forward, so that's not a good thing. Okay, around this corner. To be fair, I thought I'd be banging the back end of this trailer a lot more than I am. In fact, I don't think we have yet. I've damaged the Fleetstar more than damaged the trailer, I would have said. Just because I thought I'd be turning, and I have been turning too early. Hence, that little bit there was a little bit too early. And the back end of the trailer having to go across the grass there. So that's what I was really worried about, was turning too early. And then when I've tried to turn later to allow for that turning circle, I've damaged the Fleetstar in doing so. So I've got to try and balance that up, to be fair. And try and make the most of the turning we can do. But it's all experience, isn't it? It's the more you do these things, the easier they become. And the more we're used to these big trailers, the easier it is to move them. So it is just because it's the first time for us. Heading to the right here. Again, back onto mud, so this may slow us down a little bit here. I'll stick a little bit onto the grass. Definitely don't want to turn this trailer over, because I don't know what I'm going to do if that happens. So we'll try and stay on the road as much as possible. The road's not too bad. The surface, although it's muddy, it's not too bad. It's not the really wet mud that we've seen earlier. So we're doing okay with that. I was going to put music in, but actually I think we're okay just sticking as we are. We're nearly there, to be honest. Oh, caught the trailer there on the side of the road. Just took that too tight. Got to be more careful with bits like that. We are nearly at the factory. It's nearly gone okay. That could have come really bad. It's just sometimes when I'm finding that when we're driving this, I'm going a little bit too quick, maybe trying to turn, and I'm just not anticipating the size of the trailer on the back. And I think that's my issue. Bit of an issue here with the hill as well. Just slowing right down to get up this. Still moving forward though. The rain is starting, which isn't going to help. But we are still moving forward. Onto the tarmac again, so that should help massively. There we go. Tarmac, speed difference straight away. Okay, come on Fleetstar. Nearly there. Champion vehicle so far, the Fleetstar. And they'll still need to figure out what we're going to do with the Chevrolet Kodiak that we rescued a few episodes ago. We haven't really used it yet, and I don't really know what to use it for. I don't know how good it is compared to everything else, really, to be fair. I don't think it's anywhere near the capabilities of Fleetstar. I don't know if it's better than GMC either. And it is only good for road conditions rather than mud conditions. We're taking a right here. My marker's a little bit further forward than it should be, to be fair. So we're taking a right. But yeah, the Kodiak, I don't know. I don't know what I kind of don't want to sell it because it's a truck we've not used yet. I kind of need to find a mission to use it on, I think, and we'll just give it a go and see what happens. I'd probably assume it's similar to the GMC currently, but we'll have to wait and see. I need to do something with it. When we need 3 trucks for jobs, I can have 3 in different places ready to rumble. It'll make life a lot easier, to be fair. But for the time being, I just need to set it up and just use it. Give it a go and see what happens. Worst comes to worst, we get stuck, we can't finish the job. We can always change vehicle and do it that way. So I will be using it in the future. And there's still other vehicles we also need to pull out of the water as well. So there's a few more of those we need to do. I'm not sure when we're going to get that heavy tanker out though, to be fair. That's something that I'm not looking forward to doing. That's really perched up past the water, that heavy trailer. That wasn't a fun way to come either. But we're here. Anyway, back into what we're doing today rather than the future. We're here at the factory. We've got the heavy fuel tanker, semi-trailer. We can deliver this now. There we go. And that is done. I don't really know what the reward is. The warehouse is now available. The warehouse was available anyway. So if you know what the reward we've just gained from finishing Pipe Dream is, please let me know in the comments. Until then, thank you for watching. And we'll see you next time for more SnowRunner.